Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Jesse here. I decided to purchase the iPad mini since I was looking for a tablet to do reading, watch videos while I do my workouts on the treadmill, and consume content in general. While I already own an iPad Pro, I stupidly ordered the iPad mini without going to see it in person first. So I go pick it up with my wife and toddler at our local Best Buy. But before I head home, we decide to go do some food shopping, and while I'm there, my new shiny iPad mini in the car, sealed and unopened, I decide to head to the electronics section of our BJ store. And I see what I think is the iPad mini, but it's not. It's actually the iPad Air, which is a 10-inch tablet. And at the store, it looks just like the perfect size, and I think to myself, oh no, I've made a big mistake. So I rush back to the car while my wife is still shopping. I open it and I'm just disappointed on how small the iPad mini is. But did I return it? No, I did not. Let me tell you what happened and give you my review on it. Let's get started. After being disappointed and thinking that the iPad mini is just way too small, I decided to install all of my apps and just give it a try anyhow. After 10 minutes of use, I was lost in using it as it just felt like the perfect size to hold with such a light weight, coming in at 10 ounces. Typing in portrait felt natural. Unlike the iPad Pro, the 12.9 inch, which is a huge screen. And trying out the Kindle app, reading a book for my IT certs, felt like the perfect size to read on. I was also able to fit the tablet in my treadmill, which has a tablet holder while you work out. Normally, I tried to put my iPad Pro and it was just too large to fit in this area. It just seems to be the perfect size once you actually begin to use it and you don't judge it just by the looks of it. Bigger doesn't always mean better. Right, gentlemen? Doesn't apply to me, but maybe some of you. The iPad mini comes in at $499 for the 64 gig with the Wi-Fi option, $649 for Wi-Fi and cellular. If you go for the 256 gig version, the Wi-Fi option comes in at $649 and the Wi-Fi plus cellular will cost you $799. I chose the 64 gig version with Wi-Fi only because I mostly use it for watching videos and reading, which is all streamed and doesn't use a ton of space. I also have unlimited hotspot on my cell phone, so I can just use that instead of buying a brand new line just for this tablet. Now let's talk about some of my favorite features about the iPad mini. The biggest one for me is definitely the size. After using the iPad mini for a few weeks now, I absolutely love the size of it. It has an 8.3-inch liquid retina display. Even though it has less resolution than the iPad Air and the iPad Pro at 60 Hz, it still has a beautiful screen in my opinion. It has beautiful rounded, thin bezels that are perfect to hold, and it's a delight to use for long periods of time without getting tired of holding it. Normally when I'm reading on my iPad Pro, since it's so large and a lot heavier, after 10-15 minutes, I just get tired of holding it and put it either on the bed, on the table, or on the couch. And that's not the case with the iPad mini. The chip inside is a powerhouse of a chip, the A15, which is also the same chip inside the iPhone 13 Pro Max. The GPU includes 4 cores. The CPU itself brings 6 cores and can do a max clock rate of 2.93 GHz of power. I put this to the test with running multiple apps, playing graphic-intensive games such as Asphalt 9, Marble Strike Force, Raid Shadow Legends, and CSR Racing 2. The iPad mini ran all of them with 0 hiccups. While this tablet doesn't bring face unlock, one of my favorite features is the fingerprint unlock. The button is also the power button and is located on the opposite side of the volume up and down buttons on the same section of the tablet. I set up both of my index fingers to unlock, and I'm just amazed at how fast the device unlocks. Every time I grab the tablet, I put my finger to unlock, and without hesitation, I'm inside the user interface, reading, watching videos, and it's a lovely experience. The iPad mini brings stereo speakers and just sounds great. You can even hear some of that bass, which is surprising with such a small tablet. It sounds just as good as my 12-inch iPad Pro, which also sounds pretty amazing. This tablet also supports the Apple Pencil 2, which will run you an extra $129, but you can take advantage of it with this tablet to take notes, draw, or edit photos. I'm glad most Apple devices are finally switching to USB-C, and the iPad mini brings just that. I'm a hardcore Android phone user, but I do love iPads. But I would always hate having to use two different chargers. I hope Apple continues to improve and also switches their iPhones to USB-C, as half of the users at my job use iPhones, and I always hate having to hunt for chargers as there seems to never be enough of them. Other good features that the tablet brings is a good 12 megapixel front and rear facing camera. You'll look very sharp for Zoom meetings, and you can also take advantage of center stage, which will keep you in the center of the frame if you're moving around while doing Zoom or Microsoft Teams meetings. In my daily use of watching videos, browsing, and reading, I can use a tablet all day without having to recharge for about 3 days, but I do use it for periods of 20 to 30 minutes, about 5 to 6 times a day. If I used it non-stop, I would probably need to charge it every night. Now let's talk about some of the cons of the iPad mini. With a starting price of $499, I wish that the tablet would include double the RAM. However, with all my testing, even with the 4 gigs, this tablet does not struggle running multiple apps and games, but 8 sounds better than 4 in my book for that price. With such a small tablet, I wish the price was at least $100 cheaper, or at the very least give us 128 gigabytes of storage. Come on, Apple. While the screen does look nice to me, I'm used to the higher refresh rates of my iPad Pro and my Android phones. For the next iPad mini, I hope they do increase the hertz of this tablet. If Apple included a better screen with the iPad mini, we wouldn't have the jelly scrolling effect, but honestly, unless you read like you have DJ Scratch scrolling for you, I don't even notice it. I am finding myself taking the iPad mini everywhere to either read my email, watch training videos, read for IT certifications, or just play some games. A big part of my job and my reviews involve writing. I wish the iPad mini had a keyboard case available from Apple. There are some Bluetooth ones on Amazon, but they don't look too good, so I don't think I'll be trying them. Being able to knock out my papers on this tablet with a keyboard would have been a home run. Who knows, maybe they'll release an official one at some point. Right away on the tablet, when you're in the home screen, you can see that there are some big gaps on the sides in vertical and horizontal. I also tried to use Instagram and it's super tiny. There's an option to expand it, but even then it doesn't take up the whole screen. The widgets look a bit small too, but I do have good vision, so I have no problem reading everything. This is a perfect tablet to take everywhere. It's perfect to watch YouTube and training videos for school or whatever you study. When I'm in bed or in the couch and want to do some reading, it's so light that I can read half an hour and time just flies. I even do a 1 hour session of incline walking while I knock out 1 hour of CBT nugget videos, and it fits perfectly in my treadmill. This tablet is perfect if you need it for similar situations and have specific needs for a small tablet. When I have the option to go for the iPad Pro or the iPad mini, lately the mini is taking the #1 spot. Some people just like bigger tablets. Go look at this in person, as the small size may give you a shock when you see it in person. I almost returned it myself after opening it for the first time and seeing how tiny it is, but since I already had it, I gave it a shot and I just fell in love with the size. I'm a hardcore Android user when it comes to phones, but I do enjoy iPads because of their simplicity, speed, and build quality. While the iPad Pro looks cooler and has better specs, I'm now preferring the iPad mini to accomplish mostly everything that I needed to. I just wish the keyboard situation was fixed and it would be a dream come true. But even without that, I plan on keeping it and use it to knock out my IT certifications by reading books that I've been putting off on reading for a while. I hope this video has helped you out, and if you enjoyed this video, give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.